Picture this. It's week 4 of your online class. Your student logs in. New week, new module, and a whole new layout. Nothing's where it was last week. Now they're spending 15 minutes just trying to find the discussion post. And where's the reading? Is the discussion due today? Why are the instructions in the PDF this time instead of just on the page? Not ideal, right? If your course layout makes students feel like they're in a digital escape room, don't worry. I'm Chimène Gecewicz, Assistant Professor of TESOL in the Master of Arts in the Teaching of Languages program in the School of Social Science and Global Studies here at the University of Southern Mississippi, and I've got your back. Consistent layout isn't just about aesthetics. It's about reducing cognitive load. That's the mental effort students spend trying to interpret what they're looking at or figure out what they need to do next. When the layout changes from week to week or from one assignment to the next, students are using brain power on navigation instead of critical thinking. And let's face it, online learning already requires a lot of self-direction. Clear, predictable structure lowers the barriers to entry and makes space for deeper learning. Here are 5 easy strategies to make your layout consistent, clear, and supportive of student success. Number 1, use a clear module pattern. Make sure that there's consistency from one week to the next. Label your content clearly. Include a module overview. Keep visual formatting consistent. And finally, preview from the student view. Now let's take just a few minutes to take a look at each of these tips. Design your course so each week or module follows a predictable structure. A common and effective pattern is start here with a brief introduction or overview of the week. This might include a short video, a list of learning objectives, or a reminder of key deadlines. Learn. This is where students engage with instructional content, readings, perusal assignments, videos, podcasts, or slideshows. Organize these materials in the order that they should be reviewed and clarify what's essential versus what is optional. Apply. After students have taken in new information, give them something to do with it. This might be a quiz, a journal entry, or a project draft. These activities help students process and demonstrate their understanding. And then finally, reflect. This might include a discussion post, peer feedback, or a quick self-assessment. It gives students space to consolidate learning, connect it to prior knowledge, and build a sense of community. Using this consistent pattern across all weeks or units helps students develop a rhythm. They know what to expect and where to look for what they need. This is especially helpful for students who are juggling multiple courses, a job, and other responsibilities. Even if your weekly content varies widely in terms of topic or complexity, the format can stay the same. This reduces confusion, minimizes email traffic, and creates a more seamless learning experience overall. Predictability and structure becomes a source of support, not just for students, but for you as an instructor. You also want to name everything intentionally. The titles that you assign to modules, pages, files, and assignments do more than just label. They guide students' attention and shape how they process the course content. Vague headings like Week 5 or Module X don't give students any meaningful information. Instead, try to use titles that clearly communicate what the week or task is about. This small shift signals to students what they'll be learning, and it helps them to activate prior knowledge before they even open the module. It also makes it easier for students to track progress, review past content, and study for assessments. The same principle applies to naming files and activities. Why does this matter? Well, it improves cognitive orientation. Students know what to expect before they click. It also reduces confusion, especially for students who are juggling multiple classes and reviewing past content. It supports accessibility. Clear descriptive labels help all learners, including those using screen readers and assistive technology. And it enhances the transfer of learning. Meaningful titles help students to connect weekly content to course themes and learning objectives. All in all, intentional naming is a small design decision that creates big gains in clarity and engagement. It also reflects your professionalism and pedagogical intentionality. Students notice when things are well organized and when they're not. You should also start with a module overview. Think of a module overview as the roadmap that helps students navigate the week. It doesn't need to be long or complicated, just purposeful and consistent. A well-crafted overview orients learners, reduces uncertainty, and increases the likelihood that they'll stay on track and meet your expectations. At minimum, a strong overview should include objectives, required readings or videos, major tasks, and due dates. This orients them and sets clear expectations. As an added bonus, include a warm welcome. Start each overview with a brief 1 to 2 sentence welcome or preview of the week. A friendly tone can go a long way in building instructor presence and reinforcing a sense of structure and care. Why does all of this matter? Well, a module overview isn't just a nicety. It's a form of instructional scaffolding. It gives students a mental framework for the week, reduces cognitive overload, and promotes self-regulation. For online learners, it functions as both a syllabus in miniature and a point of connection with you, the instructor. In short, it helps students focus on learning, not logistics. Another trick is to keep the visual design clean. Consistency in visual design is just as important as consistency in layout. A clean, uncluttered interface helps students process information more efficiently. It helps them to navigate more confidently, and it helps them stay focused on learning rather than decoding the format. While it might be tempting to get creative with fonts, colors, or animations, especially with so many tools at our fingertips, too much visual variety can quickly become overwhelming or even distracting. In instructional design, clarity trumps creativity. Use a consistent font style and size. Stick to 1 or 2 fonts across your course. Most learning management systems default to simple readable fonts, and that's for good reason. Sans serif fonts like Arial, Calibri, or Lato are easy on the eyes, especially for people who are spending a lot of time reading off of screens. Also, try to stick to a simple color palette. Make sure the text contrasts sufficiently with the background and avoid red-green combinations, as these are difficult for many colorblind users to distinguish. Minimize unnecessary clicks. Avoid burying instructions, readings, or assignments behind multiple links or nested folders. Students shouldn't have to click 5 times to find out what's due this week. And avoid clutter and over-design. Believe me, white space is your friend. It helps guide the eye and prevent cognitive overload. So, as a recap, why does this matter? Clean visual design reduces distractions, improves accessibility, and makes your course feel more professional. It also builds trust. Students associate clarity in design with clarity in expectations. When your course looks organized, students are more likely to feel like it's organized. In short, clean design signals that you're thinking not just about what the students learn, but about how they are experiencing learning in your course. Finally, before publishing your course, it's a good idea to take a walk through it as a student. If you can't find something quickly, your students definitely won't be able to find it. Overall, designing a consistent course layout isn't about making things rigid, it's about making them reliable. When students know where to find what they need each week, they spend less time guessing and more time engaging. You don't need to overhaul everything all at once. Start with one module, set a structure, stick to it, then build from there. Your students may not always say it out loud, but they'll definitely notice the difference.